Hello. We are back. We are live. Welcome back to another Street News Network stream. Today we're going to be going over the Nancy Guthrie disappearance and everything about it. It's just going to be chill. Thank you everyone for coming in though. We're going to just go over some of the evidence and go over the timeline because I put together a timeline the best that I could with the time that I had. And I'm sure you guys can help me out with some of your opinions as well as what's been going on. And so tonight we're just going to walk through the timeline. She's from Catalina Foothills, Arizona. That's like 10 minutes away from me. I'm in the same city. So this one's a little bit closer to home. It's weird that my city's super popular for once, even though it's the most boring. It's probably one of the biggest, most boring cities you'll live in. So this is weird. And the whole case has been weird in itself from what I've seen about it. So you guys will have to tell me how you think you feel about it. From what I just saw today, it doesn't seem like the local sheriff's office and the FBI are working together very well on this. Just from what has happened recently with like sending out the evidence, but that's getting too far ahead. So it's all starting on January 1st, 2026. It seems like Nancy took an Uber ride to visit family. They were having dinner. And that was around 5:32 p.m. And at 9:48, she was dropped back at her house. At the time, they were saying, I believe it was the brother or stepbrother. It was a brother-in-law who dropped them off. I don't want to just say that and not know, but if anyone could clarify that. But then I as well saw that they walked it back. So before we get into anything, let's look at, I have some videos that I compiled here. Let's see. We can play this one first. It's doing good though. But we're going to watch this first video here. Let's see here. Share screen. This is what I was watching yesterday. I thought it was kind of weird that they just found a black glove.
Agents have found a glove similar to the one Nancy's kidnapper was wearing in this Nest Cam video around the time of her abduction. They say that glove was found on a dirt path near her home. The FBI conducting an
So that should be around 2 a.m.
roadways today in the Catalina
that they were showing
area of
in that video right there with the guy at
where she lives. On this day 11
at
in
the
a
door.
search to find her.
At first they were saying they didn't have that security footage because she didn't subscribe to a certain plan, and then all of a sudden it just has turned up now after so many days.
They're not saying they're the kidnappers. They're saying they know who the kidnapper is and will give that information up for 1 Bitcoin.
It is important to note here that 1 Bitcoin is worth about $68,000. Thanks for joining us here at 6.
1 Bitcoin for $68,000? That's kind of crazy.
Is offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to Nancy's location. The sender of that email today claiming to have tried to reach out to Savannah Guthrie and her siblings by email and text, but claims they were unsuccessful. A man had been detained by police for questioning last night, but has already been released. This is video of him.
It's kind of crazy how they detained a man just.
And he told Fox News that he's a delivery driver and had nothing to do.
It's kind of crazy how they just detained a man. I don't even know how or where they're getting their information. But I mean, they don't have to be ultra transparent, but it's just been weird to kidnap a news anchor's mom. But for what reason? When I first heard about it, I thought, oh, it's probably just a maybe a family thing, because you know most kidnappings are usually someone close to you, someone you know. And then obviously this person knew where the cameras were. It looked a bit planned until now. All of a sudden, the evidence is coming up, like dropping black gloves. Doesn't make sense. It's kind of odd.
Anything that has happened with Nancy Guthrie. Fox's Sarah Allegre joining us now from the scene in Tucson. Sarah, what's the latest?
Well, Sheba, right now, what we're looking at, investigators, a lot of activity, more so at Nancy Guthrie's home, as you just shared, the glove that was just found that could be related to the masked individual. We're also seeing activity at Annie Guthrie's house as well. So let's take you to Nancy's first. You said at the FBI conducting what they're calling an extensive search at the current moment in Tucson's Catalina foothills. Our cam spotted investigators looking around several roads there and kind of through the brush as well. Now, at Annie's house, Nancy's daughter, two men were seen there earlier, one carrying a bag, another taking mail from the mailbox. Now, yesterday, you talked about it, investigators detaining a man at a traffic stop and searched a property in Rio Rico. That's about an hour south of Tucson near the Mexico border. The man detained later telling Fox's Matt Finn he's not involved and saying investigators questioned him and pointed to a photo of a masked person, telling his family the eyes look similar.
Until right now.
We're gonna look at this one next. It's just a short, but it shows more of that guy talking. So
24 hours in the search for Nancy Guthrie. The 84-year-old has been missing for 11 days now. First reported missing on February 1st. That Sunday is when the search began for her. The FBI released new images, which you likely have seen at this point. This is what is going on now. Overnight, a person of interest, that's what he was called at the time, was pulled over. He says he was door dashing at the time. He didn't know anything about the case. He said he didn't know Nancy Guthrie or Savannah Guthrie for that matter, but he was detained and then released overnight. They also searched his home, and we're told this is in Rio Rico, which is near the Mexican border. Again, he seemed stunned when he talked to reporters last night.
I'm innocent. Yeah. I'm innocent. That's all I can say. I didn't have nothing to do with this.
Were you shocked? Tell me.
Come on, like, what do you expect me to do? ¿Cómo quieres que reaccione cuando algo pasa así? Pero yo no sé qué está pasando. Me agarraron como si yo fuera un criminal. Me secuestraron. They held me against my will. They didn't even read me my rights until 2 hours later. I'm innocent.
And you don't even know who the lady is? Do you know who Savannah Guthrie is?
No.
Nothing.
I don't follow the news.
So Nancy Guthrie, again, has been missing for 11 days now. And on Tuesday, these are the images the FBI released. Security photos and videos of a person caught on Nest Cam right outside Nancy's home wearing a face mask, gloves, wearing a backpack. And then you can see that person goes to grab shrubbery, some plants, and then uses the plants to block the camera as well. Now, the man was detained last night.
I just don't know where they got the information to detain that specific person. That, to me, just doesn't make any sense. If I imagine you're just outdoor dashing on your normal day out, and they just roll up and snatch you up, be like, you just kidnapped this lady. And, you know, it's sad to say because, I mean, I don't know exactly when this short was made. Let's see.
An HOA towed.
Oh my goodness, stop. It doesn't tell me exactly when it was made. Oh, let's see. February 11th. So yesterday. So day 12, I guess. And she's 84 years old. And they said there was blood, which is weird. There was only a little bit of blood. It's just, why would someone kidnap an 84? This is why the media is such. I'm sorry, I'm still sick. This is why the media is like so weird. That whole landscape of life and the people that they have to deal with. And it's like they kind of live secret lives other than just us normal people. Because why the heck February between like It's supposed to be the most boring time of the year. Like, I don't understand why you're gonna go kidnap someone. I think obviously it's over money, but I think this has to do with something else. I feel like the weird ransom notes, which I hope I can find one. Let's keep going down the timeline, and I'll keep finding videos. Well, I might as well let the guy keep talking because he didn't stop talking. He had more to say.
It's right there.
Oh, they gave it back to you. So
Yeah, it's like
and they said you can go home.
yeah.
And how did they treat like the people you were with, your girl, your child?
I don't want to speak.
Yeah,
about
no,
that.
understood.
You know what I mean?
How's your family? They
Well, they're
scared
all in
everybody. I was gonna say they scared everybody, huh?
Yeah, they're all in shock right now.
Did they damage the house when they came in? What did they do?
The doors. What else, man? The garage door in the back. Yeah.
Whoa, they raided his house too? I thought he just got pulled over.
So what are you gonna do now?
I want to try to clear my name. I didn't do anything. I hope they get the suspect. Because I'm not it. They better do their job and find the suspect that did it so they can clear my name. And I'm done.
Just so weird.
What I'm putting my family through.
You're on
Not just
national
them.
news now.
Not just them. Even my parents in Tucson.
It just looks so prepared. Maybe I feel like it has to be someone in the family, but a lot of people have been saying it doesn't feel right. And honestly, so far the FBI has not detained a suspect. Let me change the camera while I'm just talking. So it says so far the FBI has not detained a suspect. Obviously, they just detained that man, but they let him go because obviously he was a part of it. They initially offered a $50,000 reward, and then they changed it to $100,000 because they wanted more information so they can find her. But after 11 days, I just don't feel like they're just gonna find her. This just feels like a dang movie, but worse because it's going so bad and it doesn't feel like they're making much ground. But all of a sudden, things are coming out to where they're finding a black glove, and then the FBI is getting blocked from accessing evidence. And then they're sitting here thinking that they released. I want to show you this video right now. They released some evidence.
And you mentioned it. It's called a forensic
in Arizona.
Thinking that this dude was another person of interest because he was 5 miles away
and some new tools
committing more crime. Maybe he was. He was wearing a backpack too. They
The
were
masked
saying
and armed
so.
individual captured on Nancy's doorbell camera. They now have a forensic height camera involved on the scene at Nancy's house. That's used to measure somebody's height from a video or photo. Pima County Sheriff, meantime, now asking neighbors who live within a 2-mile radius for any footage that includes cars or vehicle traffic, pedestrians, or anything that looks out of the ordinary. And this just in from TMZ as well. New video said to be on the FBI's radar of a man with a couple of backpacks.
That's not actually a bad theory because
they say was shot at
they were just
1:52 in the
looking
morning,
at anyone
about
who
5
frequently
miles from
went to that
Nancy's
area, and he
home.
could have
Back now to
probably been
CNN
there
national
around that
correspondent
area
Brian
that day.
Live once again in Tucson.
You're right.
With this and more. What are you?
Why else would
Brian?
they just know where he's at and know who he was?
Yeah, I want to take a look at that new video that's been obtained again.
But even
from
if
the
they were
Ring
able to
camera,
do
because
that,
this is
then
new, and it's interesting.
how couldn't
when
they
you
track
really look
this
at it
person leaving
closely.
this property?
It's from about
That's always
5
weird with
miles
these
away
crimes.
from Nancy Guthrie's house, and you see a man there.
Like they
He's
can
got a
find someone like this,
backpack
but
on.
they
Remember the guy who
couldn't
came to Nancy's
track
house
the
had a backpack.
guy. It's just like, why are they releasing that? And then why? He's literally at the house. He's in front of the house right now. Sorry, it's shaking. He's in front of the house talking about this, but with all this technology, they couldn't track that one guy leaving that property. Like, did he know the area that well? Like, that's so weird. That I feel like needs to be explained more. Because and it's just like the pipe bomber at the Capitol back before Trump got elected. He said, "Yeah, haha, yeah. If only you delivered in Rio Rico, you would be a really poor." Hey, man, you got to make a living somehow. Don't stop making fun of the DoorDash. I couldn't do that. I have a friend who does it though, but here in Tucson, and yeah, he does it every day. He makes decent money every day doing it, but probably wouldn't even get tipped out in Rio Rico. I've been to Rio Rico like twice. Now it's just to play them in sports. But my point is, it's just like, how
Back
can't I
on.
don't get how they can track
His
him.
face is not
How they
covered, and we
can't.
blurred the face because police haven't said that this
Just like
person
with
is
the
involved at all. But
DNC and
we
RNC
know
pipe
that the
bomber
sheriff's office
that
has
came
the
out 4
video
years
and is
later. Oh,
looking
we
into the
found him.
video. But you see him go up to a gate. It looks suspicious. He
cut
kind
my
of goes
lip.
near a trash can, is looking around, and then walks away. But this is 5 miles away again from Nancy's house, and it's shot around the same time, at least according to the
I only
timestamps
went
and
there
what
for
we're hearing,
sports, so
as when the Ring camera was first disabled here at Nancy Guthrie's house. So it's hard to imagine that this person would be able to make it from 5 miles away over to here to Nancy's house. But at the same time, Connell, we know that investigators are looking into it and are trying to figure out the timing
it just doesn't make
of it
sense.
all.
I'm sorry for
Also
even
new
making you
today,
guys
there
watch
was
that. I
a
just found
tent
it weird.
that was
But
put up outside Nancy Guthrie's front door.
okay, let's look at this. I wish it had the street names because I could break it down more. Where is that? This looks like River Road, like the old River Road. Because these are just a bunch of rich houses. So yeah, they found a. So here's the house. Okay, okay. Another glove over here. A glove. That's so spread out. How could there be evidence everywhere?
This happened a couple.
Honestly, with these crimes, they always want to be so secret with the investigation, and then they're asking for all these tips. But it's just like, or are they trying to be secret because there's the ransom notes? But they do this with every big case. It's like they let people speculate, but if they just put things out there, people are going to be able to put things together way faster than the police can because they have to go through so many weird channels. Like, yeah, they can get video data and all that crap, but people are always going to be faster in gathering evidence than the police would be. That's just my opinion. Just use social media. Just use social media for a while. You'll know. I mean, people make crazy claims, but you just can't be hard headed and think everything is real, I guess. But then I'm like going through it, and there's just not much evidence to talk about. It's just honestly, it's just a weird situation since it's right in my backyard. Like, literally where I live right now. I wonder if they have her address. They probably do. I mean, it's 2026. And just like that, I found her address. I'm not putting it on here, but I will look at it myself to see the area. Oh. What? And they're saying all this evidence is. Guys, this is like one of the richest streets in town. Like, there's just the surrounding area. There's so many cameras. There's so it's There's a mall. There's a shopping mall up the road where everyone shops at. This is where all the like title offices are. A lot of the lawyers' offices, like corporate offices, they're all around these areas. So there's cameras everywhere. I just don't see how they could just be sitting on all this evidence for 11 days and it's supposedly a kidnapping. You would want to put everything out instead of doing the usual slow walk because they're scared of political backlash. It's so dumb.
Of hours ago, there was equipment brought in where they were
Weird.
taking photographs inside the tent.
Yeah.
Remember,
I
that's
looked
right
at the
where
area. I didn't want to put it on the
the
screen,
blood
but
was found when we went up there a couple days after all this started.
because I don't want to
This
get in
tent was
trouble.
put around where the blood was. But what they
Yeah, it's one of the
also
richest
had
areas in
was, and you
town.
mentioned it, it's called a
For
forensic
there to not be a lot of
kiteboard. We
evidence,
saw
at
them
least with
going in with the
digital
forensic
cameras,
kiteboard that they were carrying,
kind of
and they used that, we're told,
weird to me.
to figure out how
I know
tall
we
the
don't have a lot of
suspect
street
is. They go
cameras
back
here,
and they
which
look at
make
the
it
surveillance
hard.
photos and video, and they compare it with the forensic kiteboard. And you're going to see here, he's carrying it right there. We zoomed in. That's the forensic kiteboard. Hopefully, to figure out how tall this person is, then they can put that out, which would obviously help narrow down who it is with all of the leads coming in, Connell.
All right, I want to bring in Sheriff Mark Daniels on this, Brian. You stay with us as well. He's Cochise County, Arizona, so nearby.
Does anyone have a
knows the
theory?
area, has joined our show in numerous.
I can come up with one, but does anyone have a theory of what they think happened? Should we watch? Because their daughter was posting videos.
And we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her.
It's feeling like a
This
movie,
is the only way we will have
and that's too weird for me.
This is very valuable to us, and we will pay. We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her.
It's feeling like a movie, and it shouldn't feel like a movie. Or do I just watch too many crime movies? But I don't like the way that this is going about. I guess that mystery man had 2 backpacks, but they're not showing what the guy's face looks like. It doesn't make sense what's going on. Okay, we can go more to the timeline then. So to catch up to today, not that one, I guess. Oh no, I closed a tab that was very important. And as well, they're saying that she has heart problems and and she has to take medication every day. So did they take that too? So would they have to know that about her to keep her alive every day? So this person obviously has to know who they are. But I want to watch a more overarching video that can just put it in better perspective for us. So if you guys want to see the home, I'll share my tab real quick. If you want to see the home, that's what it looks like. I think this woman saying, "Mom, if you're watching, please come here," is weird. I'm just gonna put my. You said it, not me. No. It kind of feels like a Simpsons episode. That's funny. Okay, we're gonna do this. Thank you guys for coming in so far. This is like such a slow story to talk about because they haven't found out anything. It's 12 days. Like, shouldn't they be treating it maybe as like a murder at this point? A murder abduction. I hope this lady comes home now. And I hope they're just traumatized, but they seem so weirdly scripted in their videos asking them to come home. It was weird, but you can't sit there and dictate how people talk when they're traumatized. So that's not something I can. Yeah.
No doubt that you've already heard about the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, who is the mother of Savannah Guthrie, who is obviously famous for her interactions with the president. We know the White House has been extending their condolences. We know they also have shared the FBI's latest update, where not only do they have new images of this potential suspect, but also have offered a $50,000 reward, which we'll get into in this video, including the newest for questioning in connection with the abduction of Nancy Guthrie, a law enforcement.
Well, we should bring some clarity that K-Gun, the local CNN affiliate, also reports activity in that Bitcoin account, but it's less than $300 activity, so it's unclear what that exactly means. We talked to a Bitcoin and cyber monetary value expert earlier today who talked about how sometimes...
How easily trackable is Bitcoin? I don't know anything about that stuff. Because maybe they're trying to make a little play here. Okay, apparently it's saying it's highly traceable. It's not anonymous. Yeah, I know. I said that earlier. When I started the video, that video was from what? I don't know, like 2 days ago. Things be changing fast, I guess, on this case. I have so many tabs open. This is getting crazy. I got to organize.
Even just sending one penny to or
$1
to an
psyop.
account like that could help people track down where that account is. They're actually not untraceable, as some people believe.
I mean,
all right. So number one, what you need to know about this payment, according to what I understand about crypto, because I have a crypto wallet myself.
Let's see if
yeah, they're hoping that the $300 payment will be able to locate that person. How would that exactly happen? Well, it could be in the form of IP addresses. I mean, that's literally how you track people on the internet, to see if the IP address accessed that account, when they did, where they did. It's possible. Point number two, though, is even if they did track that IP address, there's no guarantee it's going to lead them to the proper location, especially if the suspect, if it is him indeed, use VPNs in the process. Okay. And number three, it's not all doom and gloom, because we haven't had many updates until really today. The video, the photos of the suspect, and now this, it's huge. So people are still holding out hope, but it's been 10 days at this point. So some people.
So basically what you're saying is they could just set up a proxy, and then once they get it there, they could somehow take it out without possibly being traced. Or is that a stupid is that a stupid explanation of what you just said?
People are actually fearing the worst. Let's go to TMZ, because they were the first to actually talk about the payment into this crypto wallet. Here's their version of events. Watch.
Now, the ransom note that you received had that Bitcoin address for a ransom payment. We're now 24 hours and 25 minutes past the deadline for that payment. And I know you have still been checking for any payments. What are you seeing?
So about 12 minutes ago, we saw activity in that account.
Activity like what?
That's what I can't talk about. There are reasons I can't, but all I can say is there is now activity in that Bitcoin account.
Okay, now let me just ask one more question and you'll share with me what you can. But when you say activity, is that you can see money is going into the account, or are you able to tell whether it's money going in or going out?
Oh, okay. Because people wanted to
Well,
be
it
able to
would
take their
only
money out
show,
from
as I understand this, money going
Something
in.
tells me,
And the only thing you would see is money.
there's
And
back
Aaron, that's all I
channels.
can say.
Now, the
know how
interesting
that
thing
stuff
is
works.
that's
I'm not a
30 minutes
criminal.
prior to what you just heard Jake
I-
Tapper say. So
I
I don't
mean, I know
understand
there's
why he
ways, but
couldn't
I'm
tell
not,
us
I
what
don't
the
know how
dollar
they do
amount
that.
was. I find that to be interesting.
I wouldn't be on
But
you.
that's his own prerogative, and maybe he can't really say what he really wanted to say. Fair. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But as it pertains to what happened earlier today, which was really a much more shocking update, is the videos and the photos of the potential suspect. Here's a summary of that and more details on that. Take a listen.
Tonight, the first chilling images shedding light on what happened at Nancy Guthrie's house the night she was abducted. In this disturbing Nest camera surveillance footage released by the FBI today, you can
Hey man, y'all like the thumbnail though? How they had a little red on his head? I like to make the AI thumbnails. Not all of them, but most of them are pretty nice. I also like the crop.
see a masked person walk up to Nancy's front door and begin tampering with the camera around the time Nancy disappeared. The person has a gun holstered to their waist and is wearing gloves and a fully stuffed backpack. They then stop, turn around, and begin searching for something, eventually grabbing a handful of flowers from the yard, which they then use to block the view of the security camera as they disable it. This third video shows the person slightly hunched over as they walk up to the door.
This is a game changer we were waiting for, more than anything, more than, ballistics, more than other types of, cell phone data. This is the one. The video so often is what breaks the case open.
While none of the videos or images show the suspect's face, there are many defining features you can see that could help investigators and the public figure out who this person is. Here, there appears to be facial hair around the mouth. And here, distinctive shaped eyebrows showing through the eye holes of the mask. The person's clothes may also be a clue: light-colored running shoes, this zip-up jacket, and reflectors on the backpack. In this photo, the glare suggests there could be a flashlight in the person's mouth as they hold up those flowers in front of the...
Do you guys think they worked alone? Honestly, you're gonna have to tell me who that is. I'm only 26. Let me in on the details. Who is he though? I need to know now. Was he in the video we were just watching? That's crazy how I don't even know. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why he's become respected, because I don't even know who he is. I've just been trying to go find news of people even talking about it. In the time I had to come home from work. I got home at like 8:40, something like that. Saw my cats, said what's up. Then I was trying to look to see if there was any more like updates, and then they were talking about the glove they found. That's pretty much it. They found a glove a few miles, I think it was a few miles away. I will be exact. Let's see if I can know. I have slides. So today, okay. February 12th. So FBI joined between the 2nd and the 4th. This images were released between the 6th and the 10th. That's around when they requested all the surveillance. So it took possibly 4 days to even request surveillance. Stupid. And then they increased the reward on the 12th. So there's roughly 4 hours that they have that they need to. Oh. Oh, him. That's what I'm saying. I mean, who goes to TMZ with a ransom note? That's how we should. That alone, we should be like, all right, this is weird. Y'all are supposed to like, yeah, that's weird. I've never gone to TMZ for information in my life. Like, even though they've been getting it, I still haven't even gone or watched one of their videos. I probably should, but who watches TMZ? Not me. All right, we're switching it to this one.
K-9 unit and a former police lieutenant. Thank you so much for taking the time, as always, to join us here.
Thank you, Josh.
All right, so I know that we've spoken just several days ago here as the case has developed, and a lot has come in and developed since then. So I wanted to ask you, first off, what kind of stands out to you as far as the latest developments? What do you make of all of it?
Right. Well, I'm optimistic that this case is going to be solved. Unfortunately, one of the problems is the victim has been missing now for 12 or 13 days, and she was on medication for medical problems that she obviously hasn't gotten. A kidnapper isn't going to CVS to refill a prescription. So that's very concerning for me, sadly. I mean,
yes, that right there. So either this person knew she had. Wait, did they say the medication was gone? That's just through my train. Anyway, if they have to say that. That's stuff they should say. So that really matters. If the medication's gone, so I guess there's two scenarios. So if medication is gone, then obviously the person knew her. And obviously they knew about the pacemaker because you can track those. So this person knew her. I'm not even going to say the other theory. The person knew her. So that takes us back to why. Are they rich? I mean, obviously they're rich, but I'm talking like secret society rich, like shell company, like back end stuff rich, or jealous family member. Obviously someone maybe was the mother known for anything? Like, am I missing something here? Is there something I'm missing? I feel like I am. I'm sorry, I didn't do enough research. I feel like I'm missing something here because why the grandma or mother? Why an 84-year-old person? They're so frail. Why are you even trying to take care of that?
My prayers are out, and always hopeful that anything is possible. But as regarding the investigation itself, it's moving along. Law enforcement has been extremely quiet, and I praised them on our last interview because I think it was important. They came out a little hot, giving out a lot of ambiguous information, different messaging. So I'm optimistic. Of course, this video is a huge piece of evidence. The glove, it's going to remain to be seen. Of course, it can be a great source of DNA evidence unless the person was wearing a latex glove underneath it. This is an unusual pair of gloves, usually found when you're dealing with maybe chemicals or refrigeration. It's not a common cloth glove that you would find. So that to me is all good things. This is a circumstantial case, Josh. It's going to be, unless that somebody confesses to this crime. So with circumstantial evidence, you have to be
taking government 10 days to find you. If I did something crazy, like, come on.
That was one of my critiques early on.
Bro, let me go do something crazy and get away with
the
it.
house itself.
I don't get how these people just
in retrospect, of course, there was no real need to do it. It's not a commercial establishment. It's not a bank. They could have kept that should have been held down till today, actually, because they keep going back and forth anyway, which is a good sign that they're returning to the scenes, these various different.
I'm just going to say now, if this turns out to be a political stunt, holy crap, this is going to be annoying. There's nothing that me seeing it so far that is, but with everything that's going on nowadays, it could be. It could be.
Scenes.
You, just you, building your app on base 44.
How many things like this nowadays? Get away.
And we talked a little bit about the surveillance video, the photos there as well that were released by the Pima County Sheriff's Office as well as the FBI just a couple days ago. I want to pop that up once again on your screen, as of course it is bringing in a lot of tips to investigators.
What tips we got from that?
He is wearing a glove in that photo and in the video, so we're going to kind of see how that all plays out. And Cash Patel
like,
saying
I know that person. I know their
mannerisms
mannerisms
have been identified and are being looked into there in the case as a whole. Again, a lot of questions and still a lot of answers that we are waiting to get here. But Mike, wanted to ask you, when you look at surveillance video and photos like this, how critical can they be, even if the person's face is covered and all you can see is kind of their eyes and maybe their mouth?
No, it's invaluable. Much of it is invaluable, particularly with the technology we have right now. The clothing is relatively unique. All of our clothing is unique. The question is to find identifiable factors. But it takes time, Josh, to go back to the manufacturers. They're going to identify that backpack. Many people have been reporting they know what the backpack is. But it's time consuming, regardless of how many law enforcement you have. This case has thousands of law enforcement. They have the full weight of our government investigating this case, up to and including the President of the United States is checking in on it. So any resources that, if possible, through Google, that would generally not be available, frankly, to you and I on a typical investigation. The Guthrie family is fortunate to have the full weight of the government looking into it. And to answer your question, these things are invaluable. Evidence is going to be put together like a jigsaw puzzle. The President of the United States is checking in on it. So any resources that, if possible, through Google, that would generally not be available.
No, it doesn't. Whatever. I don't even know why they checked the septic tank, guys. Like, unless they got the septic tank pumped yesterday or like a couple months ago. Not even. You didn't need to go poking around in the septic tank. That's what I'm saying. This makes no sense. They do the dumbest crap. The body's not sinking in there. Do you know how hard it is in there? It's not. Most people don't take care of it enough to where a body's going to just get in there and sink to where you're going to need to fish it out. You just see it more than likely. Right? It's just such a spectacle. It's a weird spectacle. But checking the septic tank for what?
Frankly, to you and I, on a typical investigation, the Guthrie family is fortunate to have the full weight of the government looking into it. And to answer your question, these things are invaluable. Evidence is going to be put together like a jigsaw puzzle.
I guess they got to make it look like they're doing everything possible.
They maintain the integrity of the crime scenes and the integrity of what we call the chain of custody. Where is that glove going? Who's analyzing it? It's very important for the prosecution part of it.
Should I go this weekend? Or will I get arrested? Would I get arrested for that? If I was just sitting on the sidewalk? Standing there? What, tomorrow's Friday? I could go Saturday. Wouldn't be a bad idea. I think I should. Because, I mean, freedom of the press, right? I'll make myself a little press badge if I even have to. I don't care. Think I won't do it. I should. That might be a cool plan for Saturday. I ain't had nothing planned this weekend. Saturday, guys. I'm going. I'm not even joking either. I have nothing planned. So, only other thing I have planned is I'm going to move the room around to a way I like better. But that's it. So, I think we should do that. Because then we could pick up on the timeline. And then I can ask some people around there some questions about what's going on. Because I know some of those reporters might know a little stuff. And if I make that badge, yeah. I'm going on Saturday. Because, I mean, look, there were so many people out there all the time. They shouldn't. I may not get super close, but I should. Just because I don't work for a $1 billion company doesn't mean I don't work for a media company. Come on, we're going. Freedom of the press.
And we are keeping this video up on your screen because we want to make sure we show this person. So if anyone out there happens to recognize them, they can call FBI. That is 1-800-CALL-FBI. That's the tip line that is set up there. Now, how were investigators able to recover this doorbell footage? Why wasn't it available right away? Because in the early news conferences, we essentially heard that there was no surveillance video. And then all of a sudden, the FBI releases this.
Yeah, Josh, that's a very important question because it opens up a conundrum actually for technology companies like Google or whoever it is that are really going deep down into this, what would be called residual data that is in some kind of cyberspace that I have no idea about. But they have the problem is we now know that they have the capability of doing this. And it's not something, frankly, I think these tech companies want to get involved with or have the general public or even law enforcement in some cases be aware that this technology is available because now it opens up, you can subpoena that now. We know it's out there. I don't think many people realize that this type, including maybe some law enforcement, I know the FBI, the Secret Service, they are all aware.
So basically, what they're saying is they can charge you an extra subscription fee to view the footage, but if you don't pay, you don't get to view it, but they're keeping it anyways. You don't have a right to my data like that. You don't even give it to me. Why do you get to? What's the reason for them saving it? And if that's the case, why is it always so hard why do they never have a clear timeline when people are like on foot or moving through areas if they can just look? But then they're always like, some tips would be helpful. We don't have any video. Or when we release a video, it sucks. We're living in a 4K world and our videos are always in below standard definition. They're using component cables on their Wi-Fi cameras. Oh shit!
Of this technology, but now it's out there for public consumption, so it's going to represent a little bit of a conundrum.
Off doesn't
for
mean
these tech companies now that are going to be subpoenaed for all this constantly.
Everyone should have the opportunity to experience the career that they love, have the space to be able to learn new skills, and Merit America provides a full.
Shut up. All right.
It's interesting because we know that there are now these roadside searches that are.
Next, there's going to be cameras on TVs, and then all of a sudden, there's going to be a lawsuit to where the media company says, we didn't realize that our cameras were being left on or being able to be hacked. And then people are just going to be videotaped constantly. They're trying to turn things into a surveillance state. Anyway, we're getting off topic. They're trying to turn things into a surveillance state. It already is, but then they act like it isn't on cases like this. It's stupid. Just come out with it and be like, you know, we have access to do this, this, and this. So we're going to do it so we can find this lady. Then we wouldn't have to deal with all the bull crap. We wouldn't have to even say if it was a psyop or not, because we'd figure out the truth.
Underway. We've seen a lot of
playing
video
games.
as we're
Like
looking
Edward
not
Snowden
just
didn't
right
already
near the home, but
show
that
us
black
what's what.
glove was found about a mile and a half away.
Think
And I want to
China
pop it up
invented
once
the
again on
surveillance
your
state?
screen. This is coming in from the New York Post. Can you kind of explain how these roadside searches work? Because again, they're not necessarily happening right at the home, but they're happening a mile and a half away as well.
Right. So I'm assuming there's some digital data, whether it's from a vehicle that was
this was the
they
video
found
I
to have
wanted
been
to
in
show
the
you.
area,
Sure.
and it's a roadway. So obviously
This
people
is like
discard items as they're going. It's maybe
the
not
last new
smartest
piece
thing
of
in the world to
information,
throw
by the
a
way,
glove
guys.
away that was used in a crime. But yeah, of course, the person has to travel from point A to point B, so they have to start making what I would call a concentric search. From the beginning, from the crime scene itself, Nancy's house, and then you do a concentric circle outwardly and outwardly and outwardly. So you have to
Man, that
expand it.
sucks.
I think they had some information personally about it, but it could be just
Yeah, right. Just go. What criminal just leaves a black glove? It was leather. It clearly looked like leather in the picture in that video. You're just gonna drop it, bruh. Why my own town? This is why I gotta go. This is stupid. I'm actually I'm invested now. I'm gonna turn into an investigative journalist now. This is crazy. I'm actually probably gonna sit here after I get off soon and create that pass because I'm genuinely invested now. And my mom used to go to all these conferences so I could put on one of those little like, yeah, I'm gonna have a pass. And this mic right here, I can use the USB-C and I can put it on my phone and I can interview people and have a actually decent quality mic and capture good sound on it and not just have the stupid phone sound, because I'm going to have the phone camera quality, which is going to be kind of mid. I may have a coworker who has a nice camera who might want to do it with me. Either or, I'm going by myself, but yeah. Let's let them finish this because this is the last piece of new information. And then we'll probably pick up, because I want to talk about some other stuff, but we'll probably pick up with the story on Saturday on another stream. I'll do it how I did it today, like I did yesterday, where I'll post it earlier too, so people aren't asleep or just trying to see it later. I posted the announcement later. I'll probably post it by the morning tomorrow morning. It'll be posted, yeah, by tomorrow, because tomorrow's Friday. This week is crazy. It's been a crazy week for me outside of like YouTube and work and stuff. So it's a lot. But let's let them finish.
You know, to walk down the side of a road a mile and a half from the crime scene is a little bit unusual to me. And that glove is pretty much standing out. One thing I would always say that the use of canines, I don't see a lot of them. To me, they're the most invaluable evidence recovery tools available to law enforcement. They're scientific instruments that they see with their nose and not their eyes. So when you see 100 FBI agents looking around,
I got to make it on the
can't
news.
See what a dog can smell. So it's always unfortunate for me that dogs are not, the dogs should be scouring that crime scene because it's a perfect environment for a police dog to recover evidence.
I don't got nothing to do Saturdays, so
tips. That's according to the FBI.
I'm
and
out
the
there
Pima
all
County
day.
Sheriff's Office. That
day.
is a lot of tips, and about 4,000 of them came in during that 24-hour period, we're told, after that video was released. So how do you kind of compare that to what you would see in maybe a normal case? I know not all cases are the same, but 18,000 tips.
Right. Well, nothing. I can't think of a case in my time that this got us.
This town is so unserious. I can't 18,000 tips. I feel like 4,000 are memes. The way this town is so brain rot. I forgot I had headphones on. This town is so brain rot. I promise you. It's honestly not that bad though. If you just wanted a chill town that's decently big, the roads suck, traffic sucks. There's not a lot to do. We got Mount Lemon. You can go to the mountain. You can see snow. See snow in Arizona. That's about it. I saw it 3 years ago. I saw snow. Anyways, yeah. It's not that bad though. Gas prices are like $2.50 right now.
Case like this got such media attention. So up into, as I said, including the president of the United States. So that's going to, of course, have people. Everybody knows this case. There's nobody except the person that was picked up on the side of the was picked up for questioning. But everyone knows this case. And then if there's a reward. The reward, in my opinion, is ridiculously low, $50,000. It should be $5 million when you consider who we're dealing with, the celebrity status of the corporations that have a vested interest in this. Yeah, they have a hard time. They got to, if there's 14,000 leads, 1,400. There's a lot of whack jobs out there trying to exploit the family for money in the form of obviously ransom and so forth. So but they're going to prioritize it. I think they're on the right track. I thought personally it would have been resolved a little bit sooner, but I think, as I said a few days ago, the noose is closing, and I think something's going to pop this week.
All right, Mike Gould, thank you so much for being with us here.
As said that, let's look at the date. Okay, pop this week. Tomorrow's Friday. You guys think something crazy is going to happen tomorrow when I'm at work? You know how annoyed I'll be? No, I won't be annoyed because that'll be good. It's not like I'm wanting her to not be found. But if I don't get to go after I just decided to go, when I have time, actually, like I'll actually get to do with the name of the channel. That was the whole point. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. I probably won't live it stream while I'm there. I'll be trying to just get as much information so that when I do come back, I'll have some videos to show you guys, and then we'll talk about it. I'll definitely ask as many people questions as I can. That'll probably be a good idea if I do a community post, and then you guys can maybe help me with some questions to ask these reporters. Take my jacket. Okay. I should go get an FBI jacket. Okay. I'll get arrested. But yeah. I feel like it's gonna be fun. I get to act like a reporter. I mean, I'm not acting. I really am. So it's just I've never done it before. So we'll see. But at the end of the day, this is a weird situation, especially here in my town. But I think I'll try because, I mean, I'm not doing anything after tomorrow. So yeah, I'll probably see you guys again on Saturday. If I get everything I want to do after work done tomorrow, then I'll probably stream something else. Just something like there's a few other things I want to talk about too that's been going on. It's kind of going to be better doing the streams because I can just compile a few things here and there and tell you what's going on. Bruh, I got out of work today. It was hot all day. And then I step out. I get out at like 8 o'clock. And I'm like, why? When did it get cold? It was hot all day. Now all of a sudden it's cold. And I was only wearing this. I mean, this thing is super warm though. And it got pockets on the sides. But you feel me? But yeah. Usually the streams will probably be about an hour unless I just have so much to talk about. But this one, we already went through most of the evidence. They got the gloves. I'm not aware if there's a vehicle or not. I probably should find that out. Yeah. But that'll be more for Saturday. But yeah, thank you guys again, like always, for coming out. I told you we'd be back more often now, which is nice because this is fun. Even though I just be in a room staring at the camera, just talking to myself. It's a lot better than dealing with 26-year-old drama and all that other crap that goes on when you're my age. But you guys are a lot older than me. But at the end of the day, I like you guys. Thank you guys for coming out to another stream. I'll catch you guys next time. Peep the community page or wherever it posts when I post so you can know what's going to happen within the next like 24 to 48 hours. So I can tell you what's going on. Might even just come on stream tomorrow and talk for a bit and tell you what's going on because that might just be easier. So with that, thank you for coming out to Street News Network. Always appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. I was going to say comment, but I already said comment. You see how awkward I am? Anyways, thank you guys for coming out. And we'll see you next time. Bye.